So confused. I don't know why. I'm going crazy. Sorry, I had a technical issue. Had a little power cut. Not in this room though. Hello. Thank you for joining. Welcome to this live stream. What is this? This is week 44. Week 44. Let me make sure everything's there. Okay. Music is there. Okay. Let me just make sure. Testing. Where is music? This. Okay, hopefully. What is going on? Oh, I know why. Or maybe I don't know why. Oh. Okay. So we've got the music there. Hopefully it doesn't echo. I might have to. I hope it doesn't echo. Hello, damn kid. Thank you for joining. Great to see you. Every time I jump on the stream, I'm a bit, I need to ease into everything because there's so much going on with the screens and everything. And this screen, I don't know why, but this mirror feels a bit blurry. But yeah, it's all good. Okay, I need some music in my background because if I don't have music, okay. Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. This is your brain. Nope. Definitely not a live stream because that will. Imagine being able to build an app with your just by thinking about. Why do YouTube force you to look at ads? I've seen the same Base 44 app for like 3 months now. They need to stop showing me that. I know what Base 44 is. Okay. I don't like this mix. It sounds like some Halloween mix. Oh, it is. Get the Halloween stuff out my stream. POV is just a further. Okay, I can't play it live. Okay, I'm just gonna play this one. Hopefully this is good. Okay, guys. Oh, I remember this. Wait, this is like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I knew this was like the original stream music. So this is some nostalgia for you guys, for you originals. Hello in French. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Kwaku. J'apprends le français depuis un an. But yeah. Hope everyone is good. Okay, this stream is about... Hello, Ashraf. I'm good. Thank you so much for joining. All is well. All is well. Glad to see you here. Sorry guys if I sound a bit, weird. It's because I have a cold. Went running and yeah, gets like that, but heard an alarm. I thought it was yeah. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining. This is week 44 of the year, not the live stream. Week 44 of the year, because guys, I'm loving how it's so active earlier on. I am so grateful and glad that everyone is here watching right now on a Friday. You could be doing anything, but you're here, so thank you. Okay, yeah, I need to sharpen my French. I was learning for months, but then I had to delegate my time, use my time differently. So, but yeah, man, I need to go back. I even had a French tutor and everything. But yeah, man, I'm missing it. Yeah, guys, week 44 of the year, not of content. So it is 2025, week 44. It's just crazy. I remember the end of last year in December, and now we're at the end of basically this year. And I like how October ends on a Friday, because you can just, reevaluate your goals, your directions and everything. So ending on a Friday, that means on Saturday you can work. I like working on Saturday actually, because I'm left alone. I'm not expected to work. So it's like I have no pressure to work. During the week I have pressure to work because I have I have a table I'm trying to stick to and get things done. I also have that on Saturday, but Saturday's like a chill day. So it's like there's not things coming my way. So it's like I can work with no pressure. I don't know why we're talking about that, but yeah. So, hey guys, again, thank you so much for being here. So this stream, we are going to be designing logos using grid systems. Okay, so let me know, guys, if there is a duplicate audio, if you hear me twice or you hear music twice or anything. Excuse me, I'll just sort that out. Okay. Should I put my phone on D&D? Yes, I am going to put my phone on D&D. Leave me alone. That's the ultimate leave me alone. No one can get through to me. But yeah, okay. Where do I begin? Okay, so let's do this. So I want to talk about how I design logos using the 4 grid systems. Should I lock that? Okay, let me lock that. Using the 4 grid systems. Let me share my screen. This video, YouTube video, sharing one. Okay, is everything good? Cool. Okay, another thing. I'm sorry guys, I haven't yet done there's a few things that I need to do with the stream, such as such as a few things I need to do, such as add the automatic translator to like different languages. I'm going to add that. Somebody mentioned that. I also need to add the scene. Everything needs to be all, look nice and stuff. I haven't done that yet. I've been just busy throughout the week, and I never really have time to do it, but I will get onto it and make everything look good, But yeah, so today we are doing, what are we doing? We are doing grid systems. So how I use grid systems to design logos. So usually on the strings we do redesigns, but I thought this would be more valuable. This would be more valuable because, one, there is so many things that people can be helped with, and secondly, I feel like I'll be able to help people the most with this type of teaching style, rather than videos are good, but I can't, like, how I prefer to speak is like to go and explain things and stuff and break it down, and I just feel more like that, because when I do videos I have to start and do, and I say the wrong thing, and then I'm like, not all the time. Sometimes I do one take. It's like, I'm joking. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Okay, so grid systems. This is my Behance. Let me go to my Behance. So I've shared a few videos before talking about the 4 grid systems in... Wait, am I on the right website? Oh, we had an update. Yeah, we've updated the website. There's just a few... Wait, I don't think he meant to make this go live yet. Okay. Yeah, apologies. Actually, not apologies, because there's nothing. But yeah, anyways. So what am I doing? Grid system. So, no, okay, you know what? Great. Google. The reason I've done it is because I want to share that screen. Akrivi, 4 different grid systems. What I want to... Yes, perfect. Okay. So, this video and this video. Guys, you know what? I'll be real. Yeah. I just love teaching this stuff. I'll be honest. And I see everything and I'm like, okay, cool. I have a library of everything. I can just refer back to everything and it's just all there. It's great. So this video, check out, I'm going to include in the link below. But in this video, did you know there are 4 different categories? Calm down, mate. In this video, I'm talking about the 4 different type of grid systems. So we have base grids. We have isometric grids. Sorry. Guys, let me just bring up the blog. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So we have 4 different types of logo grid systems. There are base grids. There are construction grids. And there are lockup grids. And lastly, there are Clearspace grids. I'm just making sure I'm not over. It's not repeating. Sorry. Could I find this live in your channel playlist so I can come back? Yes. Hi, Mohammed. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, you can. So this is going to be in a playlist. I'm going to include it everywhere. I'm thinking to make a separate playlist for live streams, or to make or to add this to the logo grid playlist. But anyways, it's going to be added, so you can watch it back. And yeah. So okay, yeah, the 4 different type of logos we have: base, construction, Clearspace, base, construction, lockup, and Clearspace. So I even want to, so check out these blogs. I'm going to include the YouTube video and also the, I'm going to include the YouTube video and also the, actually, no, I don't want that one. I want this image. And also the, yeah, the blog and the YouTube video. There was another blog that I wanted to, guys, I've written so much stuff, very helpful and very valuable. No, there's a blog that I wrote called What is a Logo Grid? What is a logo grid? I don't think it's indexed yet, actually. Oh. Okay, perfect. Yes, this is actually my favorite blog because I go in depth and I break things down. You're more than welcome, Mohammed. So, yeah, I go in depth and I break things down. So I explain what a logo grid is, and then I have, yes, this is the image I'm looking for, and then I show the 4 different type of logo grids. So we have base grids, construction grids, lockup grids, and Clearspace grids. So it seemed like I actually didn't know what I was talking about and had to make it up, but no. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, these are the 4 different type of grids. So we have base grids that are used at the end, construction grids that are used at the middle and the end. Sorry, base grids are used at the beginning and the middle. Construction grids are used in the middle and at the end. Lockup grids are used in the middle and the end, and Clearspace grids are used right at the end. So if there was like a timeline, it would be, just imagine like that. I should even create a visual graph to like show that, but it's beginning to middle to end. The reason why I wrote slash is because some grids can be used in both places. Again, the base grid can be used at the beginning, which is like right before or during, and a construction grid can be used whilst you're creating it, but also right at the end. And of course, Clearspace, there is no, you can't use a Clearspace before, you can't use a Clearspace during, and the same with a lockup grid, you can't use it before you create the logo because there's nothing there to lock up. So yeah, I'm going to show live examples of how I use all 4 grid systems. So let's start. Okay, see, already guys, I'm more excited for this because again, it's very practical. Logo redesign is good, but I feel this is more valuable to you lot. So I'm stretching like I'm about to jump in the ring, but I'm excited a bit. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, so a base grid, let's start by making a base grid. So a base grid is used right at the beginning or the middle of your logo design. And with base grids, there are actually multiple different types of base grids. So types of, I don't know if it's types of, I would just go to the website, but we're having some maintenance. So types of base grids. Is it this? No, it's oh, okay. Different types. I'm trying to remember my URLs. No. Okay. How these bit? No. Understanding. I think it was this one. Okay, yeah. No. It's not this, but I think it's this actually. But I'm gonna update all of them anyways if anything needs to update. So there's multiple different types of base grids. So when you see a base grid, those are the ones that are basically shapes repeated multiple times that make up a logo. They're kind of like think of it like a blueprint for a logo. So like this. When people say grids and stuff, what I've done is I've broken logo grid systems. First, I've specified what grids are. So logo grid systems. We have logo grid systems, and within logo grid systems, there are 4 different types of grids or logo grid systems that can be used, because there is so much stuff online that talks about grids but is not clear and is not organized. So if everything's organized, it just makes everything easier to understand. So we have, again, the 4 grids, and within those 4 grids, we're speaking about base grids, and within base grids there are multiple different type of base grids. Okay, so the different type of base grids we have is square base grids. Golden ratio, I consider golden ratio to be a base grid because it can't be any other type of grid in logo design, but it best fits to base grid. Isometric base grids, hexagon base grids. There are of course many different type of base grids. So imagine base grids to be like dotted paper. So or a paper. Imagine you have paper, like you get a maths paper, whatever, and it has those squares, sometimes it has triangles. Those are basically base grids. They help you lay the foundation of whatever you're creating. Okay, so now if I'm going to create a base grid, so there's many ways to create a base grid. In Illustrator, we can do this, and then we can do view. So we can do view show grid and view snap to grid, and that does everything there. And also you want to do snap to point as well, and smart guide. You want to make sure these are all on. But of course, in typical fashion, here are the Akrivi Gridit tools. So these make grids, creating grids in Illustrator 10 times faster and 10 times easier, no stress involved. So especially when you're creating isometric grids, you have to do a shortcut, you have to get this line, you have to do this, rotate, no. So with Gridit, this by the way is like an older, some of these are old versions that need updating, and I can't wait to share the new updates that are coming with you guys. But yeah, so this is how the new interface is going to look. It's going to have all the tools here. But anyways, starting with base grid. So we have base grid generator. Again, this is going to be updated. You're going to see it soon. So you can create, let's say, what type of grid should we do? Logo should we do to make this easy? Okay, let's do isometric because square grid is easy. So let's do an isometric grid with like a scale of like, let's do 70. Let's do isometric grid with a scale of like 70. Okay, cool. Now we have that. I'm going to make guide. So again, remember, this is our first grid system. So I'm going to make a logo. I don't know what type of logo I'm going to make. I'm just going to make almost anything. Oh, what's that? Okay, get the pen tool. And now because my smart guides are on, I can see all these purple lines. Okay, cool. So I know what I'm going to do. Actually, do I know what I'm going to do? Oh, actually, I know what I'm going to do. And when you're what I like about base grids is like, it's just before, let me just say this, before I wasn't using grids. I literally remember the day when I started using grids. I was in my house designing. How old was I? I was about I was about, and I'm going to hide the base grid now. So now we basically have our logo, and that's what was created with the base grid. I was about, how old was I? I was about, okay, so this was when I was living. So I was living in North London, yeah. I was about 22, and I was on my iPad, and I used the grid. Sorry, I used a grid on my iPad on Procreate, and I couldn't believe the difference it made to my work. And I was like, oh, I get it now, because I didn't study design at uni, so I didn't know about these things. So, but yeah, okay. So, wait, was that gonna work? Okay, let's see. That looks cool. This is I'm freestyling. So, oh, let's that gives us opportunity to do something like that, maybe. Yeah, you possibly could have even used a hex grid for this, you know. But yeah, and I always like to duplicate my logos, so it's like a previous saved version. Okay, so now we have the logo. What is the next type of grid? So the next type of grid is a construction grid. Okay, cool. So let me just, let's say, get this to a place that is logo-y, I don't know. logo, I don't know. Get this to a place that's usable. So what I wanted to do actually is I wanted to make these corners a bit how would I do that? Okay, I don't know if I should do that actually. Let's just make this no, I want it to feel architecture. I don't know why, but 14 points always seems good. Another thing, guys, the more you understand shapes, the more you understand what type of feel you will get when you're creating a particular type of logo. I don't know if I really like that. Nah, that's giving me, oh, I know what to do. I do like this, but I don't like this. I want to make it more, okay, this is just something very simple. Like this is clean, but I'm sure, I know it's been done before. If I was to reverse scan this, you would see this on Google, but yeah, let's see if it was like that. This is actually cool because this looks like someone doing that, like someone doing, that's funny, right? No, I don't want that though. Okay, cool. So we have, oh, actually, what about, because sometimes you just something's kind of bothering you. Something, okay, cool. Let me see if I was to, nah, that's too sharp. Okay, so we're gonna keep that. Okay, so now we have this. The next grid is a construction grid. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, what was the logo I used on the thumbnail? I can't remember, but let's group that and let's center it aligned. So a construction grid helps you make sure things are perfect, aligned, helps you refine, it reveals your logo structure, and it helps you refine the vectors. So when it comes to anchors, handles, outlines, and the grid lines, it helps you refine those elements. So there's many ways to create construction grids. One way is to do it manually, of course, which is what I would do is, let's say I copy that and paste it on the back, and this logo is just working with paths. So I would do this, actually make it easier. I don't even know why I'm even showing the manual way. Like, nobody does this anymore, thanks to me, if I must say. So actually, I'm not even going to show you guys how to do it manually. Actually, I am. Let me show you. So we have, okay. So on top is a black one, and below is a grey one. Okay, cool. So let's lock the black one. So to do this manually, you can, what is going on? Sorry guys, what happens if I delete this? Is that the work gone? Okay. I'm messing things up. Okay, so let's put that there. We're gonna place the logo there in grey. We're gonna copy that. We're gonna paste another one. Paste that in front. We're gonna make this black. We're gonna lock that. We're gonna go back to this. We're gonna make this thinner. Look at what we used to do to creating logo construction grids manually. So now we have this. One way to create construction grids is to delete it and then bring it back. Oh. And then for every component, you would do this and then do it like this. And then guys, I'm not even gonna show you that, but yeah, you'll do it for every thing. It does take quite a while, so hopefully this will work correctly. But with Logo Grid Generator, it generates construction grids, so we can do grid. This would probably be grid lines. Let's just generate grid lines for this, and now you can instantly see the grid lines that make up for the logo. Why this is helpful is actually, can you do anchors for the, yeah, you can. Why this is helpful is because you can, let's make that 30 and fill white. Yeah, why it's helpful is because you can see if there are any issues or weird alignments with your logo. Of course, this is a stroke logo. I didn't expand it, so you won't see things expanded, but you can see everything looks perfect. And it's because I used the base. I've started with the base grid. The base grid lays the foundation for your logo. Whether it's a square, a geometric logo that has like a square grid, or isometric or hex. And when you have that, when you use that, you will immediately have like geometric consistencies. After you do that, you can use your logo grid generator to create a construction grid that is 10 times faster. We want to design with no stress, design faster, and 100% accurate. Like, this is Logo Grid Generator only produces what you have created. So that's why it helps you find errors. Because if I had done a mistake that's a bit off, then I would use it and I would refine it using the Logo Grid Generator. So we've started with our base grid. Oh, I should have kept the base grid there. So we started with the base grid, and now we're going to move on to a lockup grid. So a lockup grid helps you pair your logo mark and your logo type. So let's call this my spelling is not the best. Okay, let's call this Let's call this Qubit. Random. You know, it's like Gridit. And I will. Is this a Montserrat kind of font? It's actually a Satoshi. No, I like this. Yeah. Do it like that. Okay. Let's call this. No, actually, you know what? You know what vibe is giving me? Why is it only one? It's giving me like code vibes. Yeah, it's giving me like a code, like back end. Yeah, it's giving me like vibes for like back end stuff. So yeah, so we have our logo mark on our left, and now this is our logo type. And let's sort out that kerning. That is satisfying, but it's giving me some. I would say though, I think I would want it not rounded. Nah, something feels like it needs to. Is it this one? It might even be this. You know what I think it might have to be? Okay, I know what it's gonna have to be. I know what it's gonna have to be. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, guys. We're going to object expand. We're going to merge it, unite, and then we're not going to do this. That'll just. That's not even bad. No, we're going to. Let's see if we should invert or somehow. Sorry, something will get carried away during the process. I was thinking make something like this maybe, but I feel like it might. If that's the case, it might have to be more like that. I prefer this actually. This gives me more of a modern kind of vibes, and obviously the white version will have to look more thin. But anyways, yeah. So we have our logo marker and the logo type. Yep. What's the time? Oh, we done good for time for the stream actually. Kept it short, kept it simple. You know what? I think keeping to an hour, although yeah, you can skip and stuff, but keeping to an hour actually, Parkinson's law. It gets it just makes everything more packaged. Okay, so we have this. Let's just say that this obviously, guys, is not like the best of logos. It's just simple, keeping it very simple. It's actually a decent logo. I think I do prefer it at the top. But anyways, Qubit. Actually, you know what? Qubit needs to be simplified. This is what I like to do with typefaces, just to make sure it's not just off the bat fonts. I mean off the bat fonts, like just fonts straight out the box fonts. See, this looks better. But of course, this is how I would actually handle a real project. This is what I'll do, because you don't want it to obviously make it like just plain and just stock. I think that would be the best way to describe. Okay, now we have this. So we have our lockup. So I've written a blog about logo lockups. I'll also include that in the description. And there are many different type of logo lockups. So this is a horizontal logo lockup, and this one is a, what's the time? Okay, vertical logo lockup. But yeah, these are the most common ones, and these help, of course, with how the logo can be used, makes the logo more practical. And obviously sometimes this can be bigger or whatnot. That's just an example. So this is your lockup. One thing that is difficult, let me not say designers struggle with, because it is difficult, is to balance the two. So when you hear people say, how do you balance a logo? They're typically referring to, they are typically referring to pairing the logo. That looks interesting. I don't know what feature it is. Typically referring to pairing the logo mark and the logo type. And you can do this with lockup grids. So if you are to Google lockup grids, of course you will see Akrivi stuff. But if you are to Google lockup grids, I have some posts, some tools about lockup grids and vertical lockup grids and stuff. But there is a method to take the proportion of a logo, take the height and the width, and then you divide it. Instead of me just explaining it exactly, let me show you this. So if we go to, I believe it's yeah. So I'm gonna go to File Scripts. I'll include the link to all tools in the description below. But anyways, File Scripts horizontal lockup grid. So when you use the horizontal lockup grid script to create the third grid system, logo grid system, a lockup grid, it will take the height of the logo and it will divide it 4 times to create this, and it will then give you a measurement that can be used between the logo mark and the logo type, and that will help you, one, align it, it will find a base, but it doesn't what's the word, it doesn't, there's a word I'm looking for, it doesn't take into account, that's not the word, but it doesn't take into account overshoot. Side note, I'm working on a tool to I'm working on lockup grid generator to do these things and make this tool more powerful and just more particular. But yeah, so this is what it does, and then now you have this, you can pair it, if you can do stuff like this, and now you have this, a more accurate, balanced logo. And I talked about this method and how to do this, so there is a more in-depth tutorial in how to do this in this video. I'll include the link in the description. This video, yeah, how to balance your logo. So how to balance your logo. Please don't show me an ad, of course. Yeah, so, and how to balance your logo, check out this video. So check out this video, you can see how to balance your logo, and I talk about this method in depth, taking the measurements and stuff. So a manual way of doing it versus the script way, and it's such a useful method to do. But of course, ultimately, you will also need to, because that is mathematical, but you will need to make any I didn't align that before, but you will need to make any adjustments for the logo when it comes to optical balance. So I've added the grid to add the spacing, and whatever works or seems that it works better for the logo, you just do that, and then you can do whatever. And the same with let me even do this before we move on to the last grid, and the same with the vertical logo lockup. I hope I'm going at a good pace. I hope I'm not going too fast, but yeah. So the same with a vertical lookup. Sorry, actually, I'm not going to do that because I didn't do that for the others. I'm just going to leave that there. So the same with the vertical lookup. This time I would select the logo mark file scripts. Again, I've included the method on how to do this in the other video, so you can just look at it manually. But if we go vertical, and now we have this. So for the vertical lookup, we can balance this very easy. So you can see another method is used, but it's not the same method as you would use for horizontal, because obviously it's vertical. But again, the logo has been duplicated, and then it takes this and then it pairs it in the middle and it balances it. So you can see that there, and then you can just add your logo onto the grids, the grid lines that work. And then if I hide the lookup grid, you can see you have it there. I would probably, I know what I should have done. I should have made the text thinner. Oh, but I couldn't. I remember I couldn't because there wasn't, I don't know why I only had space mono bold. But yeah, so we have created an isometric grid earlier. Actually, I'll do the summary at the end. So now the last type of grid. Okay, so the last type of grid we have is a Clearspace grid. So I'll include the link below. Wait, why didn't I just go to how to design logos, grid step by step? Yeah, what is a Clearspace and how to make it? Yeah, this is better. These are gonna. Okay, so this video I explain what is a Clearspace grid and how to make it. So check this video out as well, and this covers the manual way to do it. Of course, we are not, guys. You know what I should do? I should just avoid doing manual ways, because Akrivi doesn't want to. We don't want to do manual. There's efficient ways to do things. Yeah, so I'm gonna just stop doing manual stuff. I'm gonna do it in videos, and then when it comes to streams, I'm just gonna just automate everything, because we can do that now. We don't need to do it manually. But yeah, so we have that. Check that video out. I'll include. So a Clearspace grid. To summarize, a Clearspace grid is like the breathing room for your logo. So it helps your logo work and helps it more. It helps your logo be more legible and visible, so people can read it, and helps your logo be more legible and or visible. Reason why it's and or is because sometimes the logo has no text, and sometimes it does, or sometimes vice versa. That's what Clearspace grid does. So here's how we can create Clearspace. You can check out that video to see the manual way where I explain how to do it and stuff. But Clearspace is usually taking a measurement out. And an easier way is, this tool is in development. It's almost done, but I believe it's this one. All this will get cleaned up as well, guys. This is all like me just doing some development stuff. So typically you would create a Clearspace grid for your logo mark and your logo type together, or both, but it's usually for your logo mark and for the full logo. Yeah, that's probably the best way, or the best thing to do, assuming that this is the standard logo form, which is a combination mark, because most logos are a combination mark, type, and a symbol. So logo mark and logo type. Okay, so I'm going to create a Clearspace for the logo mark. And again, check out the other video if you want to do this manually. So to create, how am I going to do this? Okay, yeah, so something that I've came up with is a cool way to just create a clear space instantly. So the first thing we can do is just take both of them, and I came up with a solution to figure out your logo mark and your logo type. And then once you do that and you click generate, it creates a clear space grid for your logo. So it takes the logo mark, it rotates it, and it rotates it, and it rotates it, so it creates the correct clear space. This was probably this was the hardest problem I've solved, actually. This was harder than logo grid generator. This was harder than guideit. Actually, was it harder than guideit? Okay, that's it. But this was hard, didn't it? This was hard to do. So this is what it does. It takes this and then it rotates the logo. I want to see something actually. Okay, cool. Okay, I want to see. Okay. Okay, that's a note that I want to take down. But anyways, so this is the clear space. So with clear space, you can have multiple clear space. You can have like the ultimate, like maximum, but this is not realistic. No one's really gonna not put things within this vicinity because this is way too wide. It will just look empty. But then you have a standard clear space, but then you have this. So this is like a perfect amount. So clear space is created, again, in design is all about consistency, and nothing's random, or majority of things are not random. Actually, I don't think nothing is random. Anything is random. So with clear space, you take a part of the logo. For the solution I've made is to take the logo mark and place it multiple times, and then create a clear space by coming with a number that is relevant to create a medium clear space, which is dividing the logo by 2 and then dividing the logo by 4 to come up with this. I find this to be the best clear space needed for a logo. But yeah, again, if you want to look at it manually, you can check out the video. And we have another method. So this is to choose your clear space. This method is to choose. I was going to show you the single one, but seems. Oh, okay, yeah. So then you have this method. Is it going to work? Okay, no, I have to choose method. So okay, again, this is the development version, so it hasn't got everything that I wanted. But anyways, and yeah, so when it comes to a logo mark, what you can do again is take the logo and do the same what we've done here. So take the logo, place it to the corner, and you can divide it by 2 or 4. But what you don't want to do, of course, is no one's gonna use clear space like this. No one's gonna use clear space like this, and then no one's gonna use clear space like this for a logo mark, because then you're saying nothing should be within this vicinity. That's not true. So you probably want to do this, and let's go to transform, and then I'm gonna do, because I know divided by 4 is the best. It always just works. Divide by. Oh, I done the axis. Yeah. So you want to do divide by 4, and this just always works. I don't know why. 1.618 is not even good. What would 1.6? Sorry, 1.618. That's not enough clear space. 1.618 times 2 might be enough clear space, but I find divide by 4, which is strange, but that tends to work. So then you have this. Of course, you have to rotate this, especially if the logo is not square. You have to rotate this because clear space needs to be even all the way around to create an even square. And to do this, you must rotate a shape 4 times. If you rotate a shape 4 times, it then becomes a square. Yeah, so now I've done this, it's going to be a square clear space, and then I'll have something like this. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, so then you'll have this, and then you can create your clear space like this. This is why, guys, Akrivi exists, because I'm not about to sit here and manually do this. Like, it is insane. But yeah, guys, so this is what it would be. This would actually go up. This will go up. Yeah, this will be like this, and then you got the even clear space all around, guys. So again, check out the video. But that's it. So those are the 4 grids. That's how I create logos using the 4 grid systems. So to recap, let me, you know what, guys, I don't know if you want, but I should also, you know what I should do? I should include the AI files to the streams. I should put it on the website and just say download the working file. I don't know if people even want that. If you want that, put it in the comments below. Yeah, if people say, yeah, please put this working file in the comments below for some reason. And I don't care if you sell this logo. I hope you do. I hope you guys can sell it. do whatever, you know. Happy if it helps someone. But yeah, if you want that, then yeah, let me know. So to recap, so what was the first one? No Siri going crazy, man. Sometimes the other day, no, it's been some time, Siri was about to call some people. I'm thinking, okay, let's do this. Okay, so please don't crash. Disclaimer. Oh, where did I don't know where the isometric grid went. It's not working. Disclaimer, if I also have a script version of this as well. I'll create a link below. But disclaimer, if, I repeat, if I forgot what I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. That's great. So it was actually the same thing. Okay, perfect. So the first grid we done was a base grid, and that allowed us to create this isometric logo. So we created an isometric base grid, and then we created a construction grid to refine it to make sure everything was perfect. When you use a base grid and isometric grid together, you double the accuracy, because you start with the foundation of accuracy of repeat shapes. But this again is important, that the source of base grid that you use is accurate. I have used base grids that I've made and I thought was accurate, and I kept reusing it, because you base grids, using it as a template, especially isometric grid specifically, and later to find out that the base grid was incorrect, to then notice that the logo was not accurate and there was some weird dodgy stuff. So the source, make sure your base grid is correct, because if you're starting with that and it's not correct, then if you're doing the brand guidelines or something for a logo, and then later you realize that in the middle of doing the brand guidelines, you realize that your logo looks wonky, and you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the process to doing the lockup grid again to make sure it looks all balanced, then that's all long. So make sure your source or base grid is correct. So then you have your construction grid, and this again helps you to refine. This was great because I knew my source or base grid was correct because of base grid generator, and instant isometric script. They're accurate. Then I've moved on to lockup grids. So using the algorithm, again, I'm going to improve this tool. So we have our lockup grids here. Oh, I moved it, didn't I? Okay, so I'm going to place this back there just for that. I can't remember how I done this, but yeah, guys, let me know if you want the working files. If you want the working files for some reason, just let me know. I'll do it. But yeah, I think we're gonna definitely keep these streams to an hour because I feel like it's more efficient. Yeah, it's just more efficient. So anyways, so we have that. Okay, and now we have the lockup grid. So after that, we make a lockup grid to pair the logo mark and the logo type, so your logo is balanced. And finally, finally, you take the logo mark and the logo type, and you create a Clearspace grid to allow the logo to work effectively, so it can be visible and legible or legible. Yeah, so guys, that's it. That is how you design logos using the 4 grid systems. I hope this stream has helped. Again, check out the blogs, check out the videos. But yeah, grids have really changed how I designed. There's one of the blogs I show how my work looked before and after. What is a logo grid? I think it was this one. In this blog, you can see, I cap you not, guys. This was how my work was looking before. It wasn't geometric. There was like, this is the stuff I was creating. And then when I started to use grids, it started to look like this. So yeah, just use grids. I also include in the video, does all logos need grid? Yes, every logo needs a grid, but the type of grid depends on the logo that's being designed. Again, for example, a calligraphy word mark does not need a calligraphy word mark needs a construction grid, but it doesn't need a base grid like a geometric logo. So check that stuff out. Yeah, guys, this was a great stream. I really enjoyed it. Not like I didn't enjoy the other ones. I enjoyed the other ones, but I think like this one was more compact and there was an objective. And as long as I'm teaching something that people can take with them, then yeah. But yeah, guys, I hope that helped. You know, it was a oh, my day is getting dark. It's getting dark. It's Friday, so guys, thank you so much for watching on this Friday. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you have a great weekend. Rest well, take it easy, you know, don't stress too much. And yeah, guys, every time the stream's ending, I don't really want to go, but yeah, I need a rest. I had a long week. I don't like multiple hours, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining. Again, I will be here every Friday I think I'm going to change to 4 p.m. Every Friday, 4 p.m. 4 to 5. Because if it's 4 to 5, then it's an hour and we can pack everything in. Or 3:30 to 5. But I'll say it will end at 5. So it's 3:30 to, yeah, whatever. But you can always catch up anyways. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Take it easy. Rest well. You know, don't stress. But thank you, guys, and take care.